2 ideas every leader every month. It's here to stay. It's important. It's what's going to make us successful financially and organizationally. And then finally, 80% kudos points this time. The majority of the people actually hit 70. But we need 80. And to that end, I have 2 announcements that go along with that. Number 1, where's Wendy? Wendy, was it 2 o'clock today? Highland, St. Mary. Okay. At 2 o'clock today, all the associates at St. Mary that are full-time got $100 worth of kudo points for their patient satisfaction success. If they were part-time, they got 50. Today at 2, every associate that's full-time at Highland got $100 worth of kudos points, or $50 worth of kudos points if they're part-time. Last week, we validated that all regions qualified for bonuses for their leaders. If you want to contribute your bonus to the fund for the donation, just let me know, and we'll be happy to take it. But I think that's pretty exciting. But that's about saying thank you and celebrating wins, okay? And the truth of the matter is, nobody in here did it on their own, right? We did it with the success of our associates and our teams and the leadership in this room, so make sure you celebrate. Last story. I just absolutely loved this story. There was a father who said that he would stay home and help watch his son so his wife could go on to work that day. It was one of those times where those of you who have younger children, you know, where like school hasn't quite started, but the daycare is no longer teaching them, and you got about a week in between. You know what I'm talking about? You know that time period? Okay. I know it because my brother has a younger child, and he's an older father. Has a younger child, and they have that experience still. And so he's staying home with his son that day, and he is trying to get some work done. And he's not working on the ballots, but he's trying to get some work done. And he's at work, and he's in his office at home, and the son, as you would expect a younger child, keeps coming in and out of the room. And so he gave his son a puzzle, and he said, oh, you know, that'll keep him busy for a while. And so it did. Probably kept him busy for about 45 minutes. And he brought the puzzle and said, Dad, look. He was so excited. He had put the puzzle together. And then Dad said, shoot, I really had hoped that it'd take longer than that, 45 minutes. And I got a whole day. What am I going to do? And so the next thing he did was he had this magazine in an office. And he remembered that there was a picture in the magazine of the world. And so he pulled the picture out, tore the page out of the magazine, and he tore it up. And he gave it to the boy, and he said, go put the world back together. And so the boy went back to the living room where he was, and there in the kitchen there was a kitchen table, and he put all the pieces on the kitchen table. And there's too many pieces. They all look the same. There's a lot of water and a lot of green, and he couldn't put it together. You ever tried those puzzles where they all look together? We put a puzzle together of Hogwarts at Christmas at my house. Forget it. All right, it's terrible. They finally got it finished. But the little boy was sitting there, and he was trying to figure it out, and he couldn't. He was getting really frustrated. And finally, he started to pick all the pieces up and just take them back to his dad and say, can't do it. So when he started picking the pieces up, a piece fell on the floor. And when it did, it flipped over. And when it flipped over, something clicked in his brain. And so he put the puzzle together, put the piece of paper back together, just like it originally was. and he took it to his father and he said, "Look." And his father says, "I can't believe you got that done." And the little boy said, "Dad, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I was getting really frustrated." He said, I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do. And he said, I started to pick up the pieces, and a piece flipped over. And I noticed that it was a piece of a picture of a man. And he said, "Dad, when I put the man together, the world fell into place. When I put the man together, the world fell into place." When God made man, the world fell into place. When we leave today, our responsibility and our charge is to be responsible for putting the world in place. It's to continue the 150-year legacy and the ministry that we have been challenged and charged with, and quite frankly, that we have the honor to continue. So when you leave today, think about how you can make sure that you continue to do just that. I want to thank all of you for the last 2 days. I want to thank you for your attention and your focus. I want to ask you to please do what I've challenged you to do. I want you to pick your one thing within the next 2 weeks. And I want you to have read that book and have a conversation with your leader. Please travel home safely. God bless you, and thank you very much.
Thank you for your participation in the Christus Health CO2 Leadership Retreat.